Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and today we're going to be taking a look at what I would consider to be the best value in a 9mm handgun on the market today. You know, we live in a pretty good time as far as 9mm pistols are concerned. We have everything from all steel frames to polymer frames. We have competition size, we have full size, compact, subcompact, striker fired, hammer fired, and you know, everything possible in between. So the market really is kind of flooded with 9mm right now, but there is one that kind of stands out in value and in price. I just picked this thing up yesterday from my FFL, which is Spartan Arms here in North Las Vegas, Nevada. Make sure you let them know the Daily Shooter sent you if you guys decide to stop in there. But I went ahead and I bought this thing over there just yesterday, and I am super impressed with not only what this thing comes with, but just the overall first impression and quality of this pistol. So we're going to do just a quick unboxing. I want to show you guys what you get when you buy one of these. This is the Canik TP9 SFX. This channel is proud to be supported by the Firearms Policy Coalition. Make sure you check that link in the description box, become a member, and donate when you can, because they really do truly need our help to fight for our Second Amendment rights. Also, I've created some new face masks. If you're forced to wear a face mask, if you want to go into the store, if you want to go get groceries or something like that, you might as well let your face mask give you some expression of your own personal beliefs. I've seen some out there that kind of drive me nuts, so let's let everybody know that we support the Second Amendment, even when we're wearing a face mask. Check out the link below. Okay, so here's a quick look at the box. Now, this is a fairly large box. It's a fairly large pistol, and there's a lot of different accessories in here. This is Canik's competition-ready pistol. So it has an optics cut, worn tactical sights, red fiber optic front sight, weight-relieving cuts, all sorts of cool stuff that you're not going to get on the standard TP9 series. This is brand new. Haven't fired a single round through it. As a matter of fact, it still has a price tag attached, and I'll show you guys that here in just a second. But let me go ahead and flip this over so I can show you a little bit more information on it. If you guys want to, you can go ahead and pause that, screenshot it, do whatever you got to do, or just read the information that's on the back right there. That's exactly what this pistol is right here. Now, let's go ahead and open this thing up. Again, first impression, not a review. I'm going to put about 1,000 rounds through this thing, and then I'll come back to you guys with a full review. But for now, we're just going to take a look at it because, again, it's a very nice pistol, especially for the money. So we open it up, and you'll see that the presentation is very nice. Okay, so we have our pistol. There's no magazine inserted. We have two magazines over here. These are 20-round magazines. So typical TP9 has an 18-round magazine, and then we have 2 plus 2 base pads here. So each one of these is capable of holding 20 rounds. It also comes with a holster, and it's actually not a bad holster. As a matter of fact, I have several other Caniks that have very similar holsters, and the holsters work just fine. I mean, they're nothing fancy about them. You know, it's not super incredible, but they work just fine as a holster. They protect the trigger. There's decent retention. The retention is adjustable and so forth. We have our little trigger lock that's located right here. On this side, we have a little toolkit, and this toolkit has a bunch of different stuff in it. It has, looks like we have our fiber optics in there. Let me see if I can pop this thing open. I don't even know how to open it. Maybe push this that way. Yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, so in this little toolkit right here, we have this little baggie. In this baggie, we have different colored fiber optic front inserts. Okay, so if you want to change out that fiber optic front sight, you can go ahead and put these little inserts in there. We have our tools that we need in order to install and adjust things. We have this little side lever charging handle right here. So basically, this screws into the side of the mounting plate and allows you to charge it using this handle instead of just grabbing and racking the slide like normal. So a little charging handle. Again, that's kind of meant for competition. We have a couple different sized mag releases. So this has an extended mag release, and that extended mag release, you can actually change the size on that. So if you don't like the one that it comes with, which is a little bit bulky and kind of sticks out just a bit, you can go ahead and change it and kind of shorten that out as well. So you get all the little things that you're going to need right there in that little toolkit. And then there are some other things that are going to be located in the top of this case. So we'll go ahead and we'll slide this down real quick. You can see it says Canik. It's very nice, laser cut. We'll go ahead and remove that. We'll flip this over. On the back, you're going to get your paperwork and stuff. I'm not sure if I still have everything that it came with, but you're going to get your paperwork and your owner's manual, and everything else is going to be located in that little envelope that's on the back of this foam padding. Then we lift this and you're going to find a couple extras. So obviously we have our cleaning brush. We also have something to push through patches. And then we have our mounting plates. So these mounting plates right here are going to allow you to mount just about every major popular optic that you want. So instead of having something that's set up specifically for an RMR and will only take an RMR, this one you can go ahead and run these plates, very similar to like a Glock MOS or something like that. You can go ahead and take these plates, install the plate that you want on here, and then install the optic that you're looking for. Also, you get two different back straps. The back straps are actually very nice. There's a lot of really nice texture on these things. You can see right there, texture looks really, really good. It's got this kind of, you know, squared off pyramid pattern thing on the back right there. And all reports that I've seen, read, or watched here on YouTube say that they're actually pretty nice. The only person that seemed to have some type of, at least a bit of a negative opinion on the grip or the ergonomics was going to be Honest Outlaw Reviews. I trust his reviews 100%. The guy is extremely honest. And he's got fairly large hands. I've met that guy in person, and I can tell you he's a big dude. He's a tall guy, big hands, and he has a little bit of a difficult time even with the large back strap on there. So keep that in mind if you have big hands. For me, I have kind of medium hands but long fingers, and it seems to work out just fine for me. So again, we have our mounting plates, cleaning rod, we have the pistol, we have the holsters, we have magazines, we have color matched tungsten base plates +2 on there, and everything else. I mean, it's such a good value. But take a look at the price. This is that one thing that I was talking to you guys about. Tag's still on it from Spartan, and I'm sure if you talk to him, maybe you can get a little bit off. I'm not sure, but that's the price for everything. If you can't read that because of the light, I apologize. It says $549.99. $549.99 for all of this stuff. That is a pretty good deal if you ask me. I mean, that's a really good deal. And, you know, one thing that I've had a problem with in the past is I like to say something's good for the money, which is a kind of a problem. That's something that I need to change because something's either good or it's not good. It doesn't matter if it's good for the money. If it's $200, a $200 pistol, and it runs good, it's a good pistol. It's not good for the money, it's just a good pistol. And from everything that I've seen, this is a really good pistol, and it just comes in at a really good price as well. So let's go ahead and take this stuff out of the box and take a closer look at it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started by first taking a look at these magazines. These are Mekgar magazines, and Mekgar makes some of the finest magazines that you're going to find. These are, again, 20-round magazines. They have 18 witness holes, but again, with a little bit of an extension, you're going to get 20 rounds into this magazine. It does actually say Mekgar on the front right there, and there's a pretty good chance that if you own a lot of different pistols, that you have something that has an OEM mag from Mekgar. So they make very nice mags, both on their own that are just by Mekgar that you can buy extra, and they also OEM their mags. So they're really nice mags, and again, this has that same tungsten Cerakoted base plate on it, and the nice thing about this base plate is it has this kind of, as you can see, this kind of an angle or this little cut right here that allows you to get on it and really strip it out. So if you have a double feed and you need to strip the magazine, you can really get a good hold on this thing and just go ahead and yank it out. So again, the magazines are very nice, 18 witness holes, 20 rounds, and both magazines that it come with are going to be the same. I also have a standard 18 round Canik TP9 full-size magazines. Several of those, and those fit just fine as well. Those are just more of a flush fit. Obviously, it has a standard Canik TP9 base plate on it, so it's just a flush fit base. But they do work with this no problem. You just have to get those full size. So next, let's go ahead and take a look at this holster. So again, it's nothing fancy, but this is definitely a holster that works. The only downside to this holster, which is probably something that you could change out, I'll have to take a look and see if you can do that, is going to be the clips. While the clips on this are definitely stronger than some other Canik clips, you know, they definitely hold on a lot better. They're still not the strongest clips you're going to find on the market. So, you know, aftermarket parts or aftermarket holsters that have, you know, really rigid clips are probably going to be better than this. But still, the clips aren't bad, and it's got a pretty decent hook on it. So it's going to hook onto your belt pretty well, and I don't think that this thing is going to come off. Again, I have several different Canik holsters that have come with the Canik pistols, and they've all worked out just fine. You know, it looks like it's molded pretty well. And again, adjustable for retention. Thing fits in there great. locks in there pretty good. I don't think this thing's going to go anywhere. Obviously, when it comes to competition, a lot of guys will really get highly modified holsters, so they're not going to use just a standard Kydex holster or a poly mold injected holster like this. But still, if this is all you have right out of the box, it's not a bad holster whatsoever. Okay, so now on to the star of the show, which is the pistol, the Canik TP9 SFX. This is a 5.2-inch barreled competition-ready pistol. It's got a lot of great features to it, some added features that you're not going to find on a standard TP9 or a TP9 Elite, anything like that. Some of the similarities, obviously, you're looking at a polymer frame, striker fire 9mm. It also has the tungsten gray Cerakote on top right there, and it's a very, very nice looking gray. They do a really good job on their Cerakote, I gotta say. It's pretty strong, pretty tough. As a matter of fact, I drop tested some optics on the Canik TP9 Elite SC, their subcompact model, and dropped that onto some rocks and really kind of banged it up. And that coating actually held up pretty good. Underneath that is going to be, I believe it's like a melanite treatment. So it does have a treatment below this, and when the paint scratches off, because I've dinged mine off with rocks and stuff like that, it is a black finish underneath. So you are still protected against rust, corrosion, and things like that if this coating eventually does wear off. But still, it looks really nice. So the things that are going to be different from your standard model are going to be, well, you have worn sights, okay, which is kind of typical of some of the TP9 Elites and other models that Canik offers. So you have the worn tactical sights, but these ones are going to be all blacked out in the back. So you can see they're blacked out right there. And then we have a red fiber optic in front. But like I showed you, you do have options to change that fiber optic out. So if you want to switch over to something that is green or yellow or orange, or you want to use the red, you can go ahead and switch that out, and they give you everything that you need to do that. You can go ahead and you can drift these sights if you want to for windage. The rear sight is kind of interesting because the rear sight is part of the cover plate for the optics mount. However, it still has the dovetail, so it is removable and it's adjustable. So the thing about that is, let's say like versus the SIG M17, which has a sight that is kind of affixed to that little plate right there. This one right here, you can always take that out, replace the sights if you want to, and leave the cap on, but still it does come off with the cap. So if you plan on running an optic with this, you're going to lose that sight. So you're not going to be able to get like suppressor height sights and then run the suppressor height sights co-witnessed with an optic. You're going to lose that rear sight right there. You can see that we do have kind of this ribbing on the top right there. It's supposed to cut down on glare, and I think it would actually do a pretty good job, especially with that tungsten color. It is a flat color, so you don't really get too much reflection. But with this little rib texture on the top right there, it's going to keep the sunlight from gathering in one spot and then reflecting back up at you, which is also good if you're running an optic. It's going to help with the glare and stuff like that. You can see that there are some weight relieving cuts that are located right over the slide right here. You can see we have a total of 4 ports on either side. The ports are not matched to porting in the barrel. That was one question that somebody had for me when I took a picture of this on Instagram. Somebody asked if the barrel was ported, and the barrel is not ported. It's just the slide that's ported to kind of help reduce the overall weight. So you can see right there, the barrel is completely solid. Now, another nice thing that I like about their competition model here, and again, this is just first impressions and not a review. I'll let you guys know how it actually runs when I get it out there, but it has some extended control. So like I was showing you in that little toolkit earlier, you have this extended mag release right here. This one's fairly large, okay? I know it's a little bit difficult to see on camera, but it is a fairly large mag release. Again, not intended for carry or anything like that. It's intended for competition, but it is big. If it's too big for you, there are those other mag releases that are located in the box. You can go ahead and unscrew this one and make it a little bit more flush to the frame if you want something that's a little bit more flush. Also, the slide stop slide release lever is going to be extended as well. Not sure if I can get the best image for you, but that's actually extended out a bit so that you can reach it and manipulate this thing one-handed if you need to, or just a little bit faster. I mean, everything about this is supposed to be about speed, right? You're supposed to be able to acquire the target faster, stay on target better. You know, with the long barrel, 5.2 inches, you're supposed to be able to get that max velocity that you want to. So if you're trying to knock over those steel targets or reach for something that's a little bit further out there, you can get that max velocity and so forth. So it is kind of Glock 34-ish, you know, in the way that it's designed, except if you ask me, there's definitely a lot more going on here out of the box than you get in a Glock 34. You know, the trigger on this thing is absolutely fantastic. All the Canik triggers, for me, have been some of the best out-of-the-box triggers that you're going to find. I mean, they just feel really, really nice and very smooth. Let me just double check here that we are clear. It doesn't matter if it just came from the gun shop or not. You know, you still want to be safe. So this thing is totally clear. But when it comes to the trigger on these things, you know, the initial pull, you get a little bit of a pull here, kind of soft. It's not gritty. There's no grind or anything. You just kind of come back to like the first stage. And then that first stage brings you all the way back to a pretty decent wall. And then your second stage kind of leads you to that break. And it's a pretty nice, pretty light trigger pull. And then the reset is phenomenal. There's your reset right there. I don't know why I did that. Bring a reset again. And then break. So the trigger is indicative of Canik pistols. They're great triggers right out of the box. On the back here we have a striker indicator, so that's going to let you know that the striker is being held back. It does not let you know that there is a round in the chamber, so keep that in mind. That is not a chamber flag, that's just a striker indicator. Okay, so you can take a look at the slide right there. As far as the milling goes, we have a lot of serrations towards the back right here, and there are semi-aggressive serrations, and then we have some serrations up front. Up here, these serrations are not really pronounced, but towards the bottom, they're pretty aggressive. So if you want to do a press check before you get into that match, you want to make sure that you're good to go, because trust me, I've done it before. I don't have any problem admitting it. I've done it before where you hear the little beep, you pull it out and it goes click because there's nothing in the chamber. And so then you have to chamber one and then you have to keep going. So press checks are good both in the competition world and the tactical world, just to make sure that you're ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount an optic to this thing. I'm going to take it out first without anything on it. Run it just the way that it is with the Warren sights on it, and then we'll switch over to a red dot. I'll run it with a red dot. I use Swamp Fox Optics red dots now that they've sent me a bunch of different ones that I still need to try out. And I plan on running a Swamp Fox on this too, just to kind of see how everything goes. And I'm excited for it. If you guys are interested in Swamp Fox, just because we do a lot of videos for Swamp Fox here, you can always use the discount code DailyShooter, and that'll save you 20% off Swamp Fox Optics there. So it's nice. It's really nice. It's just a good looking pistol with a lot of great qualities, a lot of great attributes. And for me at least, it feels very ergonomic. Even just with the standard backstrap. Now, I might change out that backstrap just to kind of fill up my hand a little bit more, but you can see right here that when I get a proper grip placement, you know, there's all my fingers, everything's filled up. Leaves me a little bit of space still to be able to fill that up with my hand. Not a ton, but if I add that other backstrap, sorry for the bouncing in the camera there, if I add that other backstrap, it should just give me a little bit more space to be able to fill this up and get everything good to go. It's got, squared off trigger guard. It's got a little bit of texturing on the front of the trigger right there, so if you're like nothing fancy and you like to wrap your big old meat hook around the front of that trigger guard, you can do that. But otherwise, yeah, I think, how do you beat that value? You know, under 600 bucks, 550 bucks at Spartan, and you get the pistol, 2 magazines, 20 round capacity magazines, which is phenomenal. You get the mag loader, you get the optics cut, you get the mount, you get to all this stuff, Warren tactical sights and everything else. I mean, it's a great value. And again, that's kind of what led me to think saying something is great for the money is probably doing it a disservice, because it's kind of at that budget price for what you're getting, but this is not great for the money. I think this is going to be based on, again, only based on what I've seen, what I've read, and what I've heard. I'll have my own personal opinion built on this thing once I get a chance to shoot it. But based on that and what I'm seeing here, this would just be a great pistol at any price. So I'm really excited to get this thing out there and try it out. Ammunition is a little bit short right now, and I'm not doing well on ammunition because I use so much of it for this channel. And I do buy 95% of my guns, and I do buy 99% of my ammunition. So it all comes out of my pocket. I don't know how those guys get all that free stuff sent to them, but for me, when it comes to guns and ammo, I usually have to buy, again, 95 or 99% of all of that stuff. So I'm going to try and get on that as soon as I can. We'll get that ammunition and everything squared away. We'll run 1,000 rounds through it. I'll come back to you guys with my opinion and let you know if it's as good as I think it's going to be. So that's the Canik TP9 SFX. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.